I mean, no offense to either one of you. Y'all can't afford a lawyer.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
My friend... You'll be hearing from my friend who watched a lot of Law & Order.
Right, exactly. You'll be hearing from my friend who did a semester of law school 3 years ago.
The best part is my friend who watched a lot of Law & Order is probably, if I'm choosing the person with the most hours, my mom.
Well, here's the thing about law. You don't have to be a licensed lawyer to practice law. Like, obviously no one would come to you, but, like, if you think your mom would represent you well in court and cite the legal precedent, then your mom can represent you in court.
I wouldn't ask my mom to represent me in court if I was given the choice between her and a monkey.
Yeah, I understand. Especially if we're talking, like, the Wild Thornberrys monkey. That guy was articulate.
Hopefully. That was a joke.
What about the Wild Thornberrys?
I was saying that, like, if you had to choose a monkey, I'm saying that Wild Thornberrys monkey was very well spoken and articulate. All right, well, this actually is a nice segue into what I actually wanted to talk about, which was we as a species now just being openly thirsty for Henry Cavill, and Henry Cavill specifically.
Yeah,
obviously.
I'm so glad the rest of humanity caught up, because
don't get me wrong, we all knew.
I was at Comic-Con in 2012, and he walked on stage when they announced Man of Steel, and I was like, I need all of the private rooms right
and
now.
The only good part of that presentation was Henry Cavill being in it.
Hold on, so how did... Well, I mean, because... Oof.
Why did you bring this up?
I brought this
because
up...
we're getting more Witcher?
I find it... Well, of course we're getting more Witcher. Netflix is going all in on Witcher. They're doing an anime spin-off series. They're doing...
The Witcher!
They're doing a live-action prequel series, as well as a second season of the core series. So, like, Netflix is going all in on Witcher, and, like, of the media products that came out on December 20th, 2019, that, of course, being Witcher Season 1, Rise of Skywalker? Is that what the fuck that movie's called? Rise of Skywalker, and Cats. The Witcher was the one good one among the bunch.
It was.
That season ruled. I loved it. But we're now going all in on Witcher. But my point was really about Henry Cavill specifically. So we're all, even those of us that are quarantined with a partner of some kind, are getting the quarantine hornies.
Even the straight boys love Henry Cavill.
Even the straight boys love Henry Cavill. I'm a bi boy.
Henry Cavill's small spoon any day.
Exactly. I think for a lot of straight men, Henry Cavill is their... But if I had to pick a dude, where the mark that I think Brad Pitt used to hold, Pitt and Clooney were a lot of people's, like, if I had to pick a dude for the previous decade, and for this decade, I think we're kind of all in on Henry Cavill, or one of the Chris's from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But
Chris.
Again, dangerous territory even mentioning it.
Why are they all named Chris?
Yeah, if you had to pick one dude. But anyway, we're all experiencing the quarantine hornies, and perhaps it's just my sphere, but I feel like it's coming out explicitly for Henry Cavill. Like, we are really...
That's just your sphere.
Because I think that might be just my sphere, but I see, when he was painting Warhammer figurines, when he was building a PC, we all kind of started letting it out. Well,
he did kind of feed into it. When he was building that PC, you're telling me that song choice was not fully intentional?
Oh, Henry knew. I don't want anybody to think that I don't think Henry fucking knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Henry, listen, he is a very hot man, and he knows it, and I think that's perfectly fine.
Do we think we're going to get a Henry Cavill OnlyFans? It is the time.
I have yet to subscribe to an OnlyFans, but I will tell you here and now, if Henry Cavill got one, I would be the first. The first.
First in line.
And it was not a deep philosophical conversation. I just really feel like it's coming out for Henry Cavill right now.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
Yes. And the valley is the space between his two pecs.
And the coin is an OnlyFans subscription. Continue.
Yes.
Metaphor achieved.
Can I bum you guys out real quick before we actually talk about what this podcast is literally about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
So, Kevin brought up Cats, and this is his mistake. But did you know Cats was originally supposed to be animated?
That was talked about in like the 90s, right? That was the original pitch.
It got reanimated and was supposed to be the Cats we got last year, but the production company balked on it. Have you seen the concept photos?
Well, the concept photo, if we are speaking of the same concept photos, were for the live action Cats. They just were rendered fully in a concept art style that would then be adapted to fit, say, Idris Elba. But perhaps maybe we're talking about different concepts. There was an Aristocats Bakshi style Cats movie that was pitched when Cats was at the height of its prominence, of its cultural legitimacy. When it, I don't know, would have made sense to make a Cats movie.
Now, look, Cats never should have been brought into the realm of realism. Like, the show only works when it is done decidedly not realism, like surreal.
Like straight up though, this animated version of Cats was supposed to take place in London during the Blitz.
Interesting choice.
Why the Blitz? That makes no sense.
Interesting.
So concept art,
McCavity. So Mungo Jerry and Rumpelteazer are fucking having a ball as the fucking Blitzkrieg rains down on London. As the fucking bombs fall. And the Pevensey children are driven to the hills.
No, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh, and Caleb has sent the art to the chat.
Oh, why does McCavity look like that?
Oh, that's a fuckable cat.
Look at these fucking concept art.
Okay,
pieces.
I want you both,
because I'm mad
listeners.
We didn't get this fucking movie.
Listeners, I know you cannot see what is happening, but just picture a fuckable cat that absolutely has to be voiced by Tim Curry, and you are looking at what I am looking at right now. Oh, it
certainly does need to be voiced by Tim Curry. Wow, Demeter looks fire. I want this animated version.
Yeah, it looks great. It's got a wonderful, a very familiar style if you grew up on 80s and 90s animation. But it looks good. This is what they should. I was saying it when I made 24 hours of Cats podcasts. This is what I kept coming back to, is that we should have gotten a fucking 2D animated Aristocats style version. Scroll back in this very podcast feed, and you will find me talking about Cats a lot, and Jace is there sometimes.
I'm doing it a couple times. I think it's twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that, bombed out London with the Big Ben Tower in the back.
Now that is a terrible idea. No, see, this fucks it all up.
I kind of like that.
Okay, well, maybe all the humans are gone, so the cats will rule. It is finally a cat world out there.
I mean, look, it does take place in the junkyard, and quite frankly, my brain is having such a hard time reckoning with, the Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, reckoning with the Blitzkrieg and how it might relate to the personal character arc of Grisabella. How would they tie
it's completely, literally the thing about the show that makes it work when you see it in person, and let's be honest, it barely does work, but it does.
Correct.
The fact that you don't go too far into, this is the time. We know it's loosely in London. That's all that matters, really, quite frankly.
Because there are, vague street references to London neighborhoods and eateries. And, if you said it during the Blitzkrieg, what? Does the Jellicle Cat get to assassinate Hitler? What is the point of this?
Well, there's also the moment, I forget if they did it in the movie, because I think I blocked most of it out, quite frankly.
Oh, I watched it very recently. I would love to confirm or deny.
Is there a moment where a shoe drops in the middle of a dance number, and they all stop and look at the shoe, and they pick up again?
No, negatory.
They got rid of that. Okay. In the original production, there's a moment during, the opening, where they form a Jellicle choir.
Yes, of course. We're all familiar. All three of us on the call, especially Caleb, know what you're talking about.
There's this big chorus moment at the opening, and then a shoe in the show drops on the stage, and all the cats stop in it. The cats stop and they stare at it, and then they pick up and they sing again. And it's supposed to be a bunch of cats out in an alleyway, and a human is tired of these cats making all this fucking ruckus in the middle of the night. that someone throws a shoe at the cats. That's what that moment is. Now, when you watch it on stage, do you know that that's what's going on? No, you just see a shoe appear.
You also might be able to reasonably intuit
exactly.
that.
You can intuit that. It's something where it's like, that's the charm of the show. It's like, this is all so bizarre, but you can sort of reason certain things into reality, and if you can't, because it's done in a surreal way, you accept it, and you're just like, yeah, this works.
It is good environmental storytelling that there would be elements of a world of cats that they would be perfectly used to and see no reason to explain.
But when you put it in the Blitzkrieg, it's like, okay, so then hold on. Mungo Jerry and Rumble Caesar are
fucking bomb is gonna drop in the middle of the
Well, they have, it's implied that they have wealthy owners that have like ancient art and like fancy dinners and jewelry and all this stuff. And it's like, if they're in a place that was hit by the Blitzkrieg, like, where are their owners? How do they have a fancy place that they're in? Who's throwing shoes at them? Like, who are these? Like, where? Why?
If we are in the Blitz, then it better be like a dud German bomb that lands in the center of the Jellicle Ball.
You know what? Honestly, this sounds just like a wild conspiracy.
Yeah, I think you're making shit up.
I'll send you them receipts. It's okay.
Okay. Well, speaking of
cavities, a mystery. Perfect segue. Perfect segue.
Thank you so much.
This is, of course, advanced communities.
Segues even better.
What?
Finding them out.
Yeah. This is of course Advanced Community Studies, a podcast where we watch the American television sitcom Community 1 or 2 episodes at a time. We are the Greendale 3 Pop. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and how can you sit here this whole time and not know that a man is hitting on you? Oh, I knew. I just really like talking about Farscape.
Oh, fucking Farscape.
Would you like to have gay sex with me?
My name is Jason. I use they, them pronouns. But for this episode, you can call me Professor Sim.
Is that your real name? It was Professor Berg, but we changed it when we were fleeing from the Nazis. Speaking of the Blitzkrieg.
Yes!
They're all over the place. The connections are everywhere.
Excellent.
And I am the third host, the daddy host. I have many names, but the daddy host is what I'm sticking with right now. Fuck, I lost it. I was gonna somehow work exchequer into a sentence.
What you would need to do is list off. So I pretend I'm Caleb. I'm your daddy host,
the third host,
the video game boy, the pride of St. Louis, and so on and so on. It's Chetara.
Perfect. Done.
Oh, it's so dumb. I love
the video game boy.
On
my Twitter tonight.
Yes, we love it. This is we've already fucked around enough talking about Henry Cavill's arms or whatever the fuck we were just discussing. But a brief social media touch. We got a lot of really good feedback from our appearance on 6 Seasons in a Podcast. It was really nice seeing everyone chime in, and I appreciate that you thought it was a thoughtful discussion, that these three knuckleheads could fucking knock together some social commentary. It must be said, real Neil, with Pipes of Steel, did listen and did enjoy. So, hey, Charlie Coons, if you just, find yourself listening to this right now, me DMs is open, and please do come on the show. Dungeons & Dragons is coming up pretty soon.
It's true. Yes. It's true. Are we going to be able to watch it? Is it ever going to come back?
I don't know if it will ever come back. I have the DVDs, and this is a case where I am advocating for piracy. If something is not available through reasonable legal means, then it is perfectly fine to pirate, I believe.
I'm going to need that MP4, my friend.
Yeah, let me rip that fucking DVD and send you a little MP4.
Rip it. I've seen it recently enough that I feel like I could do it without.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it 400 times.
In case you're listening, FBI, ha ha ha! I don't do anything illegal ever.
Also, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, fuck the FBI. Hey,
fuck all that shit.
This show ends with Annie joining the FBI. Annie Edison is a fucking cop. Okay, let's
make Annie. Oh, Annie Edison. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yo, I would love to see, when they do eventually give us the movie, I would love to see the conflict between Britta, right, and Annie. Now that Annie's a fucking FBI agent, and Britta still feels like she misses her glory days.
That's how we
let's face it, Britta's never gonna get over it.
That's how we open the movie. Is like the streets of Greendale are alight, and riots have erupted, and Annie Edison and the FBI are called in, and she comes face to face with Britta Perry holding like a Molotov cocktail. What an opening! You must admit. My gosh. What
and the agent, the enforcer that Annie has sitting next to her is the blonde that was in love with Abed.
I was just going to say that. Yes, exactly. That's a perfect tie-in.
Exactly right. Eliza Coupe, the wonderful comedian, reprising her role. I say we bring that. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
That'd be such a great
one. Subway is, Rick, a.k.a. Subway, is now, like, sponsored by a brand of vodka that is being used for Molotov cocktails or something. Like, okay, folks, we got a movie on our hands.
We're building something. We're building something.
Wait, Kevin, we got a script. We're going to write it up. We'll pitch it.
We got a script. Yes. Boy, the second movie idea in as many weeks. I think we're really onto something. Exquisite shit. But let's segue into our first episode of the episode Season 2. Episode 9, Conspiracy Theories and Interior Design. Directed by Academy Award winner Adam Davidson. Written by Chris McKenna. In this episode, Jeff's plan to fake an independent study course in conspiracies reveals a conspiracy unto itself, and at the same time, Troy and Abed construct a blanket fort. Folks, this is a fucking humdinger. This is a good one.
This episode fucking rips, dude.
Oh, this is such a good one. I don't know why, but I forgot that this is also like the first time Troy and Abed do
the blanket fort. Yeah.
Blanket kind of situation.
This is the origin.
That's big.
This is big.
That's big.
An important moment in the lore, in the canon.
No, sweetheart.
My
it's gonna have like a religious air to it. It's really important.
My own a quick personal anecdote about this episode. So when season 2 was airing, I did not have immediate access to television or internet. So on free moments when I wasn't like between school and work, working full-time in high school, I would sometimes sneak away to the local library and hop on Hulu and see what episodes of Community were available. And this was the period of Hulu. After a season, they usually had the 5 most recent episodes of anything that they carried. However, in the off-season, they would rotate a series of 5 episodes every, like, week or 2. So sometimes it would be, like, one chunk of 5, and then the next week there'd be another chunk of 5, and that was how folks in a pre-Netflix world, you could keep up with the shows that you liked. And I missed this episode the first time around because of play practice or whatever, so I spent months, like, dedicatedly checking Hulu to try and find this episode.
Did you just say play practice instead of rehearsal?
I'm sorry, I grew up in a small Missouri town. It was called play practice.
Play practice? That's incredible.
We were not correct, but it was play practice. You didn't go to rehearsal. You went to play practice.
It reminds me of, and I'm so sorry to bring us this direction, but it reminds me of that episode of Glee where Kurt shows up to be on the football team.
A great episode.
He says, I'm here to audition for kicker. It's like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, exactly. This was the Midwestern sports aesthetic leaking into the theater sphere. Whereas, of course, when... Oh, I forget. I finally reached the point in my life where I've forgotten Kurt's last name on Glee. But when Kurt auditions for kicker to impress his dad, who somehow did not realize that child was gay. It was truly...
But he does it by doing the single ladies dance and then kicking the ball.
Exactly. That's his little, like, Remember the Titans musical lead-up to good sports performance, was they would blast Beyonce's single ladies over the speakers. Okay, sure. I know we're talking about Community. That first season of Glee had some really good shit in there.
Oh, exceptional.
Glee. It's the feeling you get
when
when
your
your
brain.
brain
Yeah, exactly.
finally
Glee
lets
is
your
relevant
heart
to
into its
Community.
pants.
Glee is relevant.
Rafa, well done. Thank you for bringing that back, Dad.
Excellent shit.
No problem, kids. Don't worry, I'm here.
I'm gonna milk this dynamic as best as I can.
Absolutely, Papa.
I look forward to it.
Good.
But yes, this episode is tremendous. It's absolutely spectacular how they weave the
That's
two
the correct word
plots
for it.
together. The way that the conspiracy theories chase scene intersects with the
Is
blanket
that him
fort
playing the Traditsnitz?
is so. Don't look at me. They had the proper permits.
I get wicked cold, bros. Mad sleepy.
Latvian Independence Day parade. But after this, you should really check out our Civil Rights Museum. And they run through Britta's weird eyes wide shut orgy, and it is so expertly done the way they intersect everything.
Fabulous.
It is magnifique.
It's so good.
They even put in a little Scooby-Doo chase sequence where it's they kind of go one path of the blanket fort, and they come out an area where they shouldn't.
Right.
I don't know if you're going to keep any of the Scooby-Doo references from earlier.
Absolutely. I am keeping under wraps my play until I have announced the day when people can watch it. But if you followed me enough on social media, you know I'm working on a Scooby-Doo based theatrical play. But yes, and we
Scooby-Doo based is the loosest description.
Based on the
but I
lore
love it so
of the
much.
Scooby-Doo television franchise. I spent a lot of time on Scubapedia for this one.
Why'd you turn into a yawning Tom Brokaw when you described
I
it?
spent a lot of time on Scubapedia for this one.
Does this have any crossover with the recent DC reboot of Scooby-Doo, Apocalypse?
Scooby Apocalypse, part of their weird adult line of Hanna-Barbera based comic books.
Guys, it's Scoobocalypse.
No, it is. It is Scooby Apocalypse.
It's not.
It's Scooby Apocalypse. Yo,
It is Scooby
fully
Apocalypse.
Shaggy's a hipster dude with the fucking gauges and a full sleeve of tattoos, and he is hot.
Scooby-Doo is a robo-dog. They kill Fred. There's a lot going on in Scooby Apocalypse.
Wait, they kill Fred?
Yeah, Fred's dead, baby.
Are you kidding
Fred's
me?
dead.
Are you kidding me? There's no place in the
get
world
that
for a
far.
jackass with an ascot in the apocalypse.
Yeah,
that's
Fred
fair.
is the
That's valid.
force to go.
So-
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, okay, brief segue about the Hanna-Barbera franchise of comics. The Flintstones comic is fucking incredible. It's 12 issues
really?
long. It's written by Mark Russell. Mark Russell wrote it, and it was drawn by Steve Pugh, and it is a contemporary society version of the Flintstones. Like, Fred and Barney are veterans of a foreign war they didn't understand and had no reason to be a part of. There are anti-marriage protests because this is before the invention of marriage, so they think marriage is a sin. There is this incredible arc about a barbarian
That's awesome.
running for political office. Y'all, if you haven't read the 12 issues of the fucking Flintstones comic, treat your damn self. And by
You convinced me to read it.
and by the same writer, Mark Russell, you should also read Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles, where Snagglepuss is a gay playwright in 1950s New York and has to decide whether to roll over on his friends or to be outed as gay when in a period of time where that is not okay.
This was another DC Hanna-Barbera
Another
reboot?
DC Hanna-Barbera comic. It was just 6 issues.
Wow.
It was adapted into a play. It won every award. It was my favorite comic the year it came out. An absolutely incredible piece of work.
When it was adapted to a play, was it still Snagglepuss?
It was still Snagglepuss. It was because Snagglepuss is an analog in this play for Tennessee Williams, and so it was staged at the Tennessee Williams Theater Festival, and it delves into the Stonewall riots, and I know that sounds really dicey for a fucking comic about Snagglepuss, but it is so lovingly and delicately handled. And the way that the police were a unit of gay oppression, it's anyway.
Yep.
Treat yourself. Community, the television show Community.
I stumbled upon a panel from this Flintstones comic where they're at hominid resources instead of human resources,
Very good
getting
joke.
severance packages, and one caveman's like, "What the?" and another one, and Fred says it's money, and another one says, "What am I supposed to do with it?" And Fred says, "I don't know. Buy something someone else hated making." And like, yikes, that fucking rips. I loved it,
y'all. I'm so happy that I can share two of my favorite comics in the world with you and our listening audience. Yeah, y'all. Obviously, pay for these.
I remember liking this. I remember don't pirate these. I remember reading the first issue or two of the Scooby Apocalypse and being like, this is a fascinating way of doing this. It was also around the time where I was like, I'm too broke to buy comics on a weekly basis.
Comics,
sorry, Wednesday
is a fucking expensive hobby. It is about as expensive as drugs, I imagine. I've never developed a drug habit. But they did a whole series of these Hanna-Barbera ones. There was a Wacky Races, but it was called Wacky Race Land, and it was essentially Mad Max Fury Road. Ruled. Like, I don't know, y'all. Treat yourself, but especially Flintstones and Snagglepuss if you have to pick two.
Fabulous.
This episode introduces...
conspiracies, though.
Yeah, exactly. Professor Sean Garrity, one of my favorite Greendale professors.
Would that this desk were a time desk?
Fragments on the lips of a ghost in the shadow of a unicorn's dream.
The other thing that's so amazing about this episode is the fact that they pull off so many gun gags and like
back.
And it's like that's what makes it work for me because like it really it's honestly what's that fucking SNL sketch?
Dear Sister, an incredible SNL sketch. Like
one of the best.
Without Dear Sister, we don't have The Lonely Island and Andy Samberg as like a huge comedy star. Dear Sister is like the genesis point of all of that.
Yeah, and it was like a huge turning point for SNL as far as digital shorts, and it was around the birth of YouTube. Yep. Just really pivotal shit for the comedy world, but also like that kind of vibe. I can't help but think of that when it comes to this episode 100%. Because it's just like double cross after double cross after double cross after double cross after double cross, but done in a slightly less absurd way where there's actually like you can actually kind of track what the double crosses are in Community as opposed to in Dear Sister you're like
where they're just shooting each other for no reason.
Yeah, and then they explain it with the letter at the end and you're like, oh okay, I guess that's sort of.
And they just so perfectly escalate from each one. You know, it's like first
he comes in with the fucking shotgun. I think that's the best peak of a character development too, because that security guard is like in the show for like a couple seconds at a time.
Officer Kikowski, he's a weapon. You bring him in, he can fucking smack it down. He's so fucking funny every single time. He's so good.
And then he comes in with a shotgun and he blows a guy halfway across the room.
And we've
9 out of 10 times. And then it's the shooting involved with a fake gun. The victim is the one holding the fake gun.
And that's like funny, but it also like does make sense. Like it checks out, and because the first shooting when Annie shoots Garrity, there's like no blood, there's no nothing. It's like very tame. And by the time Officer Kikowski is like blowing the Dean away, there's like. There's a hole being blown in this.
Dean was not up to snuff to handle that kind of.
What is happening? It's so great.
I'm just teaming up with whoever suggested.
This is easily one of the best Dean freakouts, which is like 100%. Understandable why. But just like him scream crying and like it's so weird because like I have like gun violence has a very weird space in my psyche just as like a queer person from Florida that like. Knew people very closely related to the Pulse shooting, and then also I do stuff that was very much inspired by, the Stoneman Douglas stuff. Like, this is stuff that I think about regularly, and it's very, like, this is not joking matter shit, but, like, there's something that they pull out, and I can't put my finger on it.
The thing we keep coming back to. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish.
No, do it.
It's the thing we keep coming back to that's, like, somehow Community has this innate ability to put its finger right on a topic that everyone's going to be like, I'm not going near that. But they do it. They get their joke off. They clear the air a little bit, and then they get out. And it's like, yeah.
And they never resort. Yeah. And the thing that somehow also is impressive about it is they never resort to cringe humor. Like they do sometimes with with Pierce. I will take that back.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not a fan of cringe humor. I think it's like it's bad territory altogether. It's honestly like an excuse for like it's edgelord shit. And I'm like, fuck you, stop being a Nazi. Sure. Like that. But like they managed to do these jokes about like, because to me that bit isn't saying like guns are funny. It's about the escalating double crosses of it. And then at the end they're like, stop. And then the guy's like, you can't play with fucking fake guns.
Fuck
like,
with guns. Yeah,
it's so not fuck with guns. And it's kind of like that's the underlying.
Kev, you described this episode weeks ago briefly when it came up somehow about how Community wanted to do a thing with a bunch of prop guns on what's the network it was on? NBC. And NBC was like, and they were like, but we'll all make it about gun safety at the end.
Right. That's how they got away with it, was a legitimate talk about gun safety. And you almost don't... It's a territory that the paintball episodes also kind of dance on, is that you are, like, doing gun violence on a school campus. You know, like, it's surprisingly dicey territory. And they so... elegantly like don't even make you think about it.
The paintball episodes don't make me think about, oh my god, there's a school shooting, like even a little bit. Like there's something so fucking absurd about the paintball,
and it helps that they're like bright yellow gun, you know, like they look nothing like a real gun,
except for the last paintball episode in season 5 or 6
where they even then look like space guns.
They're a little colored.
They look like they're silver. You know, they look like crazy space guns.
Might the lack of it feeling like a school campus be the fact that, for all intents and purposes, this show portrays Greendale as an insular city?
It
doesn't feel like a school in most portions of this
that's
show.
One of the things that we've talked about. Yeah, it feels more like, I mean, they do this, and we've talked about the way that the show is so successful in being able to jump all over the place with genre, is that so many episodes feel like isolated incidents of referencing other genres. And when you've got an episode that you turn into a fucking spy thriller, like the one about the custodian ball, that's the final, paintball, it doesn't feel like it's, this is like a college campus. It feels like a spy thriller. So you don't look at it through that lens. So it's hard to kind of put that same weight on it.
And you get like Western and Star Wars, and
it's the lens with which they portray it. They're decidedly not episodes about school shootings, and it's kind of a mindfuck when you truly reflect on it.
I love that, like, thinking about this show is just fulfilling Jeff's diagnosis of Abed's tendency to shove everything up its own ass. Like, the more we talk about Community, the more we shove Community up further and further up its own butt. And I love it.
But I mean, also, Abed was our meta, tie-in. And, like, I think
100%.
Dan Harmon knew what he was doing.
I think so.
That fucker.
Also, I want to point out that, like, Abed has surprisingly little to do with this episode, despite Troy and Abed, like, putting together the blanket for it. Like, the main story bits and comedy delivery come from Troy in that exchange. And then the rest of it's, like, Abed-less. And up until this point, especially in this season, Abed's been pretty central in steering some of the biggest bits.
Right.
This wasn't when he broke his nose, is it? Or that was a later season.
When Danny Pudi broke their nose?
Yeah, Danny Pudi broke his nose on set during something.
Oh my god. And I don't know if I
can't remember what it was. Yeah, there's this whole thing, and he had to, like, wear this makeup kind of stuff to kind of protect it, but also it affected the way that he spoke. So, like, there were workarounds. I forget. I got to do the research because I sound like I'm making this shit up. And
how Danny Pudi broke his nose on the set of Community, but it's a fucking video. I don't need a video right now.
No!
Well, the subtitle is Danny Pudi answers social media questions and tells Larry if he thinks there'll be a 6th season of Community.
Oh, well. So it's before that. Yeah. 10 things you didn't know about Danny Pudi.
Shooting episode.
So no, this was not when Danny Pudi broke his nose. I'm trying to think of why they might have had him not saying that much.
I mean, you're writing a lot of, right before this is the Penn episode. Right after this is my favorite episode of the show. And this episode is notoriously one that they, like, this is a first draft script. Like, they, like, shat this one out. They were like, this is going to be fucking terrible. Like, no one is going to think this one is funny. It's obviously been elevated to, like, a lot of people's favorite fucking episode of all time.
I'm excited to rate this one.
Yeah, it's going to be really fucking high. But they were, like, kind of flying by the seat of their pants. And, like, you know, Shirley and Pierce are hardly in the episode at all. Britta has, like, a couple jokes and then one appearance later. It's all in on Jeff and Annie. And to this point, you know, we had the Abed in the background delivering the baby plot line. But, like, Abed is the closest thing this show has to, like, a breakout character culturally. Like, there were not Abed t-shirts in the same way there were Bazinga t-shirts. But, like, try and imagine the Big Bang Theory, like, backgrounding Sheldon for an episode. Try and imagine Family Matters putting Urkel on the back burner. Like, they wouldn't do it. And this show is confident enough in all of its characters to go, like, no, Abed can kind of hang out in this one. There's still a Troy and Abed plot. He doesn't have a lot of jokes.
I do feel like Troy and Abed are kind of a pocket deal in this, because I think more so than Abed himself as a cultural icon, I think of Troy and Abed in the morning as, like, the cultural pervasive.
Yeah, it's tough. But, like, even though Abed is not delivering, like, joke, he's still doing this very cool thing with Troy. So we still get, like, an Abed story, even though his line ratio is one of his lowest of the season. But don't worry.
I think we can also safely say that without Abed, there's no... And this is with all respect to Troy, who's a fictional character who I respect very much. But there's no way Troy would have been able to organize and put together a blanket force of that magnitude and organization without the brain of Abed.
Absolutely.
Like, there's
100%.
So in that sense, I feel like Troy is kind of like the mouth, and Abed is the brain of that subplot. But yeah, no. I also do want to say it's really refreshing to have a subplot between Jeff and Annie that's not focused on the fucking weird ass dynamic of their.
You know, they have the, like, thing where he falls on top of her, but we're not hanging out in that space, you know, and...
No, we're not. It's much more like these are two people. The only other time we get this kind of vibe is Ass Crack Bandit, where the two of them are trying to solve a mystery together, but that's also very similar.
Also, if you watch the outtakes of this show, you know that there was no sexual tension between Jeff and Annie on screen, because when he dove on her in the outtakes, all that tension was there.
Oh.
Because if you watch the outtakes, that outtake is very funny. And they both play it up, and it's very awkward.
So, are you saying that, like, in real life they have zero tension?
No, in real life they absolutely play up the tension between them on set, and everyone's like, nah. It's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the point where they're both married individuals, I think, like, Joel and Allison's, like, sexual tension is probably pretty nil. But yeah, it's all good. Shall we segue into our second episode of the evening?
Segue away.
Season 2, Episode 10, Mixology Certification, directed by Jay Chandrasekhar, written by Andy Bobrow, to celebrate Troy's surprise 21st birthday. The gang all goes to a bar, and each of them has a nice little character plot line. As I have said many times before, this is my number one favorite Community episode. I'm very, very excited to just talk about
these are
this episode.
Two really good ones.
Really good. And this comes, like, right after Annie's Pen, right
the bottle episode. This is a strong moment for this TV series.
And then the next episode after this is fucking Claymation Christmas. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah, no, they were on fire right now. I also love, and it's actually fun that they did this just before Claymation Christmas, not getting ahead of myself. But this episode kind of it's one of those few episodes that I love because it ends in a way that, you know, usually it's like there's like kind of like a little bit of like a moral kind of, you know, like a nice happy ending in it, but it's usually goofy, funny, you know, nice. This one has a genuinely warm ending. Like, we feel by the end of this episode we've grown with these characters, and
we've learned so much development about each one of them. I think
it's a lot of development, and it's a really warm place to land, especially compared to a lot of the other episodes. And it really just kind of, it just changes the way you think about all these characters in such fabulously humanizing and exciting ways. Like, Jeff and Britta talking about the same fucking bar but using 2 different names.
Incredible.
Brilliant. Oh, so
incredible.
Good.
And the crescendo with them
in New York at any point. Oh yeah, and if you have ever been in New York, right? You know motherfuckers that do this.
100%.
That are like, we're going to this bar. And they're like, no, we're going to this bar. And it's the same goddamn bar.
Right.
But they just call it 2 different things.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's brilliant. It's really, and it's so lovely. And then also just like, it also hits me like as someone, when I started like drinking, I was like, I don't know what to order. Like, what is this? Like, well, I don't know what to get. Like, I'll have a beer maybe, but I wasn't like a big beer person when I first started drinking.
Right.
Like, I related to Troy upon seeing this, and then he's like, you know what, I want to do this. This drink means something to me. It's like a family thing. This sounds fun. And then his 2 friends are like, no, you don't want to do that. And it's just like, and you start to feel like you're like, no, fuck you, man. Let drinking is drink. You know,
let him have a drink. Like, everyone has such strong opinions about the way that other people drink and what they drink and how they drink. This is not supposed to be.
There's so much pretension.
There's so much pretension. Just let people, as long as everyone's doing it fucking reasonably, you know, like, drink how you want to drink. I love a gin and tonic, and I'm going to drink a gin and tonic. I also love a fucking frozen marg. I love a fruity drink with like a fucking pineapple on it. Like,
tell me about it. Give me something sweet. Like, let's go. I mean, also, as someone that's worked behind a bar,
wow,
a couple instances, it's so wild how people can, like, bartenders always have, like, this is, like, my go-to drink. Oftentimes, it's a super basic classic, right? And they get excited about a nice mixed drink or a cocktail, you know, but when they're like, I just want to drink, they're like, just give me whiskey neat, or something like that, or, like, I just like tequila, you know, something really simple. The other thing is some places do this, some places don't. But if you have a shift drink, like at the end of your shift, what a bartender's drinking and what someone that works the line is drinking, they're fucking drinking like a shot of the well whiskey and a fucking PBR or a High Life. Like, they're not doing nothing crazy. They're just like, give me a beer and a shot. Like,
it's not fucking Starbucks.
it's nothing crazy, you know. But then it's funny because you watch these people who are on the other side, and they'll be like, I want a margarita, but I want it shaken like extra long, like,
and I want this much tequila, and I want this much, and it's like,
no, yeah, they're like, make sure that there's no ice chips in it, except leave a couple, but they have to be like really thin, and you're just like, fuck off, like, drink the damn drink. Like, it's not
working at Starbucks, I will always be thankful for, not because I learned anything of value for my life from Starbucks, but because I learned how to make ordering drinks easier on myself, which was just find something you like that's not that fucking complex, and do that when you're in public. And if you want something fancy, make it your fucking self at home. And so, like, when I'm out, I get a gin mule, which is just a mule with gin instead of vodka.
Great drink.
Or if I'm at a place that makes cocktails, it's a Sazerac. I don't give a shit how you make it. I'm going to get it because it's got the name and I like the ingredients. And, like, if you twist it a little bit, cool. I'll be fine with that. But, like, I'm going to get a Sazerac or I'm going to get a gin mule. I'm done. For sure. That's it. I don't need the, like, James. I wish I had the balls to order a martini like James Bond does, but I'm never going to do that because I look like an asshole.
Look, the only people, first of all, like, martinis are this whole thing. I don't want to go too far into a tangent. I mean, we are talking about the mixology episode.
It all checks out.
It all checks out. Like, when you talk about a martini, first of all, like, if depending on where you are, martinis are ordered by, like, super pretentious white women in their 40s or nobody, and like it's and then unless
or nobody,
like, put something like espresso martini on your menu, then maybe you'll get a couple people that are like, that sounds fun. And like, if it's on the menu, then it's on the menu, you know. Like, a bartender might hate the drink, but it's on the menu, right? Also, fun fact, never fucking order a mojito. They are so goddamn annoying.
Yeah.
It's just, it's, why do you want, I mean, unless you're going to a place that, like, specializes in it and, like, the bartenders know. But if you go to a place that doesn't have a mojito on the menu, don't fucking ask for it. You're being an asshole. But
can you imagine walking into a bar and asking the bartender to make something and just saying, 3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lillet, shake it over ice, and add a thin slice of lemon peel.
No, that sounds crazy.
What is that? What's that called?
That's what James Bond orders in Casino Royale. And like when he orders it, I was like, ooh, yes, Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Wait. He orders it by like the break. He orders
he breaks it down. He breaks it down. He builds it.
Yo,
it's not even the bartender. It's the wait staff. It's the wait staff with the monocle.
Oh my god, that's a terrible idea.
At the Casino Royale. But at the same time, it's at a high-stakes poker game where people are playing for like millions of dollars.
It's a high-stakes poker game. And listen, y'all, don't emulate James Bond. He's a bad man.
Never do that.
He's a bad man. Emulate.
He's a colonizer.
Do not.
If you ever go to a restaurant and there's a waiter that comes up to you, do not ever tell them a build, because I promise you,
you're not getting it.
They don't give a fuck. They're going to be like, what the fuck did you just say? They have a memory that's been trained to deal with what's on the menu and a few, basics, like standards, right?
Absolutely.
Here's the on the opposite hand, I had a friend one time, we walked into this kind of like divey bar, but it was like a local spot. And the guy's like, what do you want? He's like, I don't know, can I just like have an old fashioned? Which is like a standard drink, You muddle your sugar cube, got your whiskey, you can do it. There's a couple different ways you could essentially kind of trick it out yourself, but it's a basic standard. And the guy looked at him and went, dude, come on. And I literally was like, what the fuck? Like, why is that the line? Meanwhile, oh my gosh, I've had some weird requests, but no, like you said, like have like something that's basic that you like. I'll be like, give me a mule, like a Moscow mule. I usually say mule because if you just say mule, they assume Moscow. Or I'll be like, I don't know, just give me a rum and coke. Or if there's another place, if you're queer, this happens a lot at gay clubs, they'll have like the drink of the night, right? I know one place, Happy Fun Hideaway, that has this thing called gay juice. And I shit you not, you order it at one time of the night. If you order it at one time of the night and you go back and you order it again later, it will not be the same thing.
100%.
But
100%.
It's going to be great. It's literally, they're just
it's going to be delicious.
I'm going to drink me a tall draw gay juice.
Gay juice. Yeah, like, I'll have the gay juice. They're like, sure, hon. Boom, here it is. $5. It's going to be fabulous. Probably tequila.
Yeah.
But like,
it was $5. It was what was in front of me. Like, whatever was in front of me is what gay juice is.
It was nice. I think there was guava. I'm not sure.
Somebody is listening to this and they're like, the fucking noise in this bus is so loud. I love it.
I
love it.
This
in James Bond's defense, I do believe he asks. So a guy walks from behind the bar and asks everyone their drinks. Oh no, it's not even that. Shit, James Bond waves him over.
Yeah.
My God.
No, James Bond's an asshole. If you're going to emulate a super spy, choose Austin Powers.
Dude, if you did that to an actual bartender, I guarantee you that bartender, when they get back behind the bar, is going to turn to the other bartender or the closest bar back and be like, this fucking asshole.
Hey, do you have a wash rag on you? Ring it out, please. Thank
you. Your goal when going into a bar and or restaurant should always be to act as a customer in a way that the waitstaff will not talk about you when they go into the back room. You want to be the least obtrusive.
You want to be fucking invisible.
You want them to forget you as soon as you leave.
Also, especially with a bar, function as if they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you say, hey, I don't really know what, like, that's the other thing. If you go in and you don't know how to order, most of the time they're more than willing to be like, sure, what are things that you like? Do you like sweet? Do you like spicy? Yeah. What's this? And they'll walk you through it. But don't come in and be like, I tried this thing one time that had, like, don't try and make something up.
That's that secret menu shit.
Cut that shit.
People walk into Starbucks like, I'll have a blah, 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 blah.
I'll have a
like,
Fruit Loops Frappuccino. And I'm like, I don't know how to make that. You tell me.
The number of times, Kev can commiserate with me because we did that. We looked at each other when these happened. When people would walk up, we'd be like, "You got the ingredients."
You got the thing because I don't know how to make.
The number of times I had to take someone's phone behind the bar and look at it while I made their fucking Willy Wonka ass drink.
Let's see. No one can see the great object work I'm doing, but it's like, okay, let me see.
But I feel
let me explore some of that. Yeah.
Can you take a cake pop and take the cake pop off the stick and put it in the blender with my vanilla bean frappuccino so it can be a birthday cake frappuccino? Yo, happens so much. Happens so much.
Y'all, like, if you want diabetes, I can give you diabetes. Like, I can make that happen for you.
Yeah.
That's what the drink's called. It's called diabetes.
That's right. So this episode...
Wait, but we have to talk about this character development.
Yes, this episode of Community. Which okay, so this is my personal favorite brand of media is something with a heightened sense of comedy, but a profound sense of sadness. The jokes are still rapid fire. We're still going like, in each of the two cars, you still have Jeff and Britta like bop, 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 and everybody's bouncing off the two of them, and they're bouncing off of each other on like that great phone call. We still have this incredible sense of rhythm and comedy, but this episode also has this wonderful sense of melancholy. That like the Annie and Abed plot lines in particular, and the Shirley plot line as well, have this like
even Troy. It starts with Troy being like, "I've been lied to for years."
I thought I would turn 21 and I would be like you and I would know everything, but it never gets better. Like I am never going to metamorphose into someone that has it together, and that is a realization that I think truly we all must come to at some point. And when, Jeff says, Troy, you're a man now, I think that is, like, obviously it's Jeff being glib, but, like, it's true. Like, that is a true sense of adulthood, and I've been the Troy in this exact situation before. Like, you're managing the drunk people, you're, like, making sure that people are taken care of, that they're acting in their own best interests, and I love this... Abed ending up, this episode has fucking Paul F. Tompkins in it. This episode has fucking Tig Notaro in it.
Yeah.
Two fucking LA comedy legends. And Abed ends up alone with a drink thrown in his face. Okay, Paul F. Tompkins threw a drink in Abed's face. That drink had a lot of ice in it, dude. Like, I feel like maybe... I think you made your point without throwing hard-ass ice cubes in that guy's face. And Annie, I love this plotline for Annie. That she uses...
dissecting herself as a new character?
Becoming the character of Caroline Decker as an act of self-reflection. And it happens so naturally from, like, her getting the fake ID, this is just a brunette. So Anne Hathaway, your point? Like, and then her developing the accent, memorizing the zip code for Corpus Christi, Texas, and it segues so naturally into her speaking about herself in ways that she would never be able to without, like, donning the character of Caroline Decker from Corpus Christi and using fiction to reflect on yourself is something I know nothing about. I don't know what anybody's talking about.
Liar!
I have no idea what anyone's talking about.
When Jeff yells, "Don't repeat that, you goon," in the car, it's one of the only lines I can listen to no matter what time of day.
Always
and
funny.
Chuckle out loud. It's always funny. Don't repeat that, you goon.
You goon.
There is something also really refreshing. So this is also as someone that knows folks who are sober, really exciting about, they've built this whole episode up about drinking, right? And we've also talked about, like, man, like this, don't just order this, blah, 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 because drinking culture is so pervasive, especially in our culture. But, like, the fact that when it comes down to it, Troy, I don't think he doesn't drink anything, right?
He never drinks his 7 and 7.
No.
He spends all night building up to it. He orders it, but he decides that it's more important to take care of his friends, that, like, turning 21... It's arbitrary. Like, the drink will still be there.
Right.
You can always have a drink.
I think there's something really exciting about an episode that is in its concept about glorification of alcohol as a coming of age rite of passage, and the way that the moment of fulfillment has to do with a removal of that from that glorification. Troy is able to remove himself from the glorification of alcohol because he looks around and he's like, this is what all the hype is about? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Am I going to be arguing with my friend in a bar booth? Am I going to end up, like, as sad as Shirley with, like, this reputation? Like,
and this take is so atypical, especially for American TV and movies.
100%.
To have a character just be like, no, I don't fucking need this drink. And I'm sure it has something to do with Dan Harmon's tumultuous relationship with alcohol as well. Like, so. It's exciting. I mean, it's yet another example of how the show, like, somehow talks about, is like Caleb said, puts its finger right on it, and then somehow manages to kind of subvert the trope in a way. And it's really exciting, man.
Y'all, can I read Dan Harmon's words in describing this article?
Please
do. Yeah, do it.
So he says, the real thing that was being expressed there, talking about the ride home, or the episode, I guess, the real thing that was being expressed there was that this is what drinking is. This is the ride home. This is the asymmetry of an evening. We get excited, we have adventures, and we get high, and then there's the shameful, quiet, dark, odd, clumsy, tear-stained kind of like, we did all that stuff, and it's over. And I just wanted that stuff to feel like it feels, and feel a way that it doesn't in other sitcoms, where where drinking is a potion that you take, and then you go crazy. We're all familiar with that joke. You drink, and then you have a lampshade on your head, and your dick's out. Then you don't remember anything, and then you wake up, and then you put the steak on your head, and Fred Flintstone takes you bowling. Not drawing the division line there, but drawing on the ride home and dropping people off, walking them to their door. Troy and Ani never having talked since. I've never seen those two relate as high school classmates growing up.
Yeah.
And then
Troy and Annie, they don't talk before that whole episode?
I don't know what he means, Troy and Annie never having talked since.
It's the rambly way that Dan Harmon talks, where you have to like kind of weed through some shit to like get to the core of what he's saying. As a longtime Harmontown listener, that is the process you have to go through. Yeah. But it's like that's the most beautiful scene on the show. It's so good. Yeah. Annie and Troy in the hallway. But continue.
Yeah, this last bit is the best part of all was Jeff and Britta making out and then Abed sitting there. I can't think of a better show than that. And like somebody's sleeve or elbow flicks against his face and he's just sitting there. And then there's the pause and he says, they're making out. And you think, oh, we're going to make a will they won't they situation out of this. But no, fuck you. He just tells them and then they yell at him. And then Troy yells at him. And then he says, why would you do that in front of me? I'm not a coat rack. There's not a single person in that car who's a hero or a villain. There's nobody in that car that's a sidekick. There's just a bunch of people in that car getting closer and closer and more tangled and realizing there are all these different hats that you have to wear all the time. Troy's driving Jeff's new Lexus, and Jeff is saying, happy birthday, you're a man now, and it's like handing a curse off to him. Britta is sort of attracted to him. He's nutting up, and maybe she's making out with the wrong guy, and it's all through that Vaseline-coated lens of drunken stupor, and I love it.
Is that on the AV Club?
I don't know what that quote let me click on the link where this comes from. Yeah, click on the link where that comes from. Yep, that's from AV Club.
Yeah, it's from, there's this excellent, anyone, I would encourage you to do this. There's an excellent series of interviews on the AV Club where with film critic Emily Vanderwerf, Dan Harmon essentially walks you through season 2 episode by episode, and it is fucking fascinating. If you've never read, treat yourself, sit down, read a few articles about this show. Because both people talking are incredibly insightful about media and the show community in particular, and it is wonderful. I think it's informative about the process of TV, the writing process of this great season of TV. Definitely 100% check that out if you haven't had the chance. But this episode is the most complex look at our relationship with alcohol and alcohol culture and drinking culture that I've ever seen from a television show. Besides, I guess, fucking Mad Men. You know, it's...
Which is like, okay.
The build-up... I mean, of course, like, that's what Mad Men is fucking about. Like, Community does a brief pit stop in this purview. But, like, the hype of alcohol, and Dan Harmon is someone that struggles with alcoholism. I struggled a long time with the opposite, this, like, anxiety about consuming alcohol through various familial relationships. And it's just such an honest look at drinking and bars and the way that can affect you. And I think the episode is aggressively neutral on alcohol. It is saying, like, this is what it is. Yeah. Not that drinking is good or it is bad. This is what it is. It feels very theatrical in that way.
I think in its neutrality, though, I'm trying to find the right words for this, because, like, the neutrality is, even though, yes, it is essentially a very neutral take on it, the context within, the societal context within this that this episode exists within is making a statement that is against the glorification of that. So in its neutrality, it is anti-glorification, and that's kind of a weird like mindfuck because it's not picking a side, but in not picking a side, it is undoing some of the damage that we have societally accepted. And that's really exciting. That's a really cool.
I think that's what Dan's trying to say when he says that like every other sitcom portrays alcohol as this potion you take that then makes you go crazy.
Right.
And he's like, nah, it's not.
No.
People get drunk and then they're like, I gotta go home now.
Yeah, they're like,
what is it?
It's
How I Met Your Mother. It's like the pineapple incident or something that they like never fully like.
Yeah, there's all these like, oh, I drank so much and I don't remember and I did all these crazy things. Or like, I'm doing a pretty mild like New Girl watch right now and they play like these extravagant like drinking games. Nick works at a bar. There's a lot of alcohol on the show. And I've just never seen a show approach it like fucking Community does in this episode.
There's like, I was just watching an episode of Living Single the other day.
Yeah.
Which if you haven't watched that, watch that show. Yes. It came before Friends and it does it better. Queen Latifah and all
the bar is pretty low.
Well, very true. But there's literally an episode where Max and Kyle, who like hate each other and rag on each other all the time, get drunk and then they sleep with each other. I mean, of course, then the next day it's them being like, oh my God, I can't believe we did that. But like they work through it. But it's just kind of that it's still portrayed in a sense of like alcohol is this magic juice that makes us do wacky things.
Yeah.
And it's about the next day is when you kind of pick up the pieces. It doesn't show that alcohol is messy. It shows that these two characters are messy. It's a really interesting take on the topic of a night of drinking in the network television series.
Absolutely.
Aww.
I love it. It's
an interesting and
fucking good
very
shit.
Mandarin delivery of
Yeah. I couldn't. Words were not doing things. As like I said,
right.
This is the horse I'm gonna die on. Like
fortune cookie is an American invention. America.
Ready for another?
Wait, what? Where is this coming
We're doing
from?
Mandarin from Iron Man 3. You'll never see me come.
Oh, you said Mandarin. I thought you said meandering.
Oh no, I said Mandarin.
He said Mandarin.
What? Your voice tailed on.
We 100% cannot get started on the Mandarin right now. I could write a fucking.
We're gonna get the real one though. We're gonna get the real one. All I have to say.
Yep. In a Chinese directed and choreographed kung fu movie in the Marvel universe.
From fucking
good.
Destin Daniel Cretton, director of Short Term 12, one of my favorite movies of last decade. Anyway, let's
rank these episodes.
Let's rank these tags first? Episodes. Yeah, we're gonna do the tags first. So we rank.
So what are these tags? I don't remember them.
The first tag is they're building like a one-word story, and it's like once upon a time there, where robots and samurais, and Troy gets like really into it. It's very funny.
We should make a movie.
We should write a screenplay.
That one's so good. That one's
so good. Okay, so number 10 on our tags is them filming Kick Puncher. Is this better than Kick Puncher? It's tough. It's close.
I think it is. We're in the right area.
Man,
yeah.
Like
that last line of Kick Puncher fucks me up so much.
Kick Puncher, Pierce Poop rap.
It might be above Dr. Doogie Seacrest for me.
All right. So the next one up from that is Porn Names, which is another very good one.
Good.
George Washington Lemon Fresca. How many pornos have you been in? 612.
Anybody order a pizza? It's extra sausage.
Yeah.
They both get the fuck out.
That's a good one. I am fine with right after Porn Names entering in at the new number 8. We'll call this and. And then the next one is them putting a bunch of T-shirts on Troy, and then his phone starts ringing.
Oh, it's so good, and it's so of
it's
the
charming.
time.
It's very nice. It's very funny.
It's in my back pocket.
I'm looking at like vending machine territory, number 18.
I think vending machines better than shirts to me.
I think spaceships is better than shirts, honestly.
Yeah, I think so, but maybe above matching outfits.
Yeah, definitely above.
New number 20.
Number 20.
It sounds like such an insult, but it's certainly not.
It really
it's not. I mean, there are now like 34 of them, and a lot of them are very funny. Now the episodes. Okay.
Just go up to top 10, because I think these
Yeah,
are
just-
top
it's-
10 easy.
Yeah.
100% they are both top 10. So first, conspiracy theories. Boy. So another Jeff and Annie episode, Debate 109 at number 9. I think
Better than that
conspiracy
one.
theories is better. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think.
It's better than... I think it's better than Zombies. And Zombies is great.
I think it's better than Zombies. Yeah.
Is it better
Is it
than
better?
cooperative? I like it more than cooperative calligraphy.
Which one is cooperative calligraphy?
The bottle
Annie's
episode, Annie's pen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's better.
It's
I like
better. I mean,
that.
this is maybe the funniest episode of the show, right? Like, conspiracy theories is like pound for
It's
pound, maybe
fucking
the funniest
Up
episode.
there, dude.
It's that or
fucking-
like the first fake flashback
Well,
episode.
hold on,
It's
real-
one of those two.
That's true. Is it... Now, here's the question. Is it better than comparative religion?
I can't get over that episode and Jeff's
I
fucking Jeff's fucking brownie.
I
That
love
Jeff's
comparative
brownies?
religion.
yeah, when
Shirley offers
hands
him
him
the
a brownie,
brownie.
and he's like, "What's this for?" And she says, "Whenever me and my kids have to have a tough conversation, my boys, I give them a brownie." And he's like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Why do you hate me and Jesus?" And he goes, "Man, my brownie ain't working."
That's really, and that's getting Jeff ready for the fight.
the fight.
Oh, man.
Oh.
This
Yeah,
is
you know what? I would say I'm down with this being the new number 4, just above cooperative calligraphy, because I think the drinking one might be the new number 3.
I think
drinking
we're
just
looking real
edges
high.
out comparative religion. Oh, does drinking edge out phys ed though? I know your take.
Okay, yeah, obviously you know where I stand. I am not going to... Okay, it's not better than billiards for you?
No, it's not. That
Okay.
episode has so many people crushing it. Do you? I don't know.
I love his... So does this one.
It does.
So, like,
I know.
everybody fucking crushes it this episode. And I love
I can't
billiards.
get over Pierce's clear the chickens off the runway.
Clear the chickens off the runway, a half Polish, half Arab virgin in his 30s, one way or another, that ends in an explosion. Which is very good. However,
but
if I might say one thing,
Sure.
if Pierce Hawthorne is what holds this episode back from the number 2 slot, I riot.
No,
you're right.
I think
right.
I mean, phys ed is good. I think this one, I'm gonna put this one as my number 2, and I feel like if Kevin's putting it at number 1, and Caleb, you want it as number 3.
Oh,
I think number
where
2
did you
would
want it?
be the. I mean, for me, it's number 1, but I'm not going to make us put this above Modern Warfare. I understand that is like there are.
See, I'm not
Well,
worried
you can
about
count
Modern
on-
Warfare moving because I know we're getting the next ones coming up, and I like those more than the first one.
Yeah, I also I think I come down on the season 2 paintball episodes as a unit above Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm. This
but
could be
I guess
number
we'll.
1. I'm okay with number 1. Jace, how do you feel about that? Silence.
I'm thinking. I'm like,
that's
it's either
true.
1 or
That's-
2 for me. It's either 1 or 2 for me.
I thought this was going to break my heart. I thought this like ranking was going to like destroy me. This is fine. You know,
I thought we were gonna be like 8. It's 8.
I thought maybe someone would come in and be like 25, and I would have to
No.
like.
It's definitely above phys ed for me, honestly, because phys ed, I know y'all love that one, and I do like that one, but it's not as high for me.
Yeah.
Is it better than the first Modern Warfare? Yeah, it's number 1.
Oh.
Yes!
Kev, I think you're all owed an obligatory "you magnificent son of a bitch" from
son
you.
of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You magnificent son of a bitch.
I love that "you son of a bitch" is a reused bit of Dan Harmon, because he uses it in Rick and Morty as well as Modern
100%.
Warfare.
Son of a bitch. I mean,
And he
like,
uses it in
we can.
calligraphy too. When they walk
you
out,
non-miraculous son
and
of a
the dean is
bitch.
like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Nothing you and your puppies could ever have dreamed of, you non-miraculous son of a bitch." The Dean's like, not miraculous. I'll bet.
And being on like the National Broadcasting Corporation, Community's ability to use curse words was very limited. So when they can use like a son of a bitch really well, it sings like music.
It fucking bangs.
Yeah, I think every show needs to pick like its curse words, right? So on like It's Always Sunny, you have "God damn it," and they really they make that one sing. And I think Community hones in on "son of a bitch." And
I think that's honestly a Dan Harmon staple is "son of a bitch." I know, like in Rick and Morty, they really hit it up with the F-bombs constantly, but that's because they were pioneers of the constant F-bomb drop. I mean, aside from like South Park, which just did everything kind of crazy, but like
right.
And I don't want to talk about South Park, but like with
that's its own fucking episode. Like that's not.
Weird. Why don't you want to talk about that?
Nope, not even going to humor the idea of thinking about talking about that show.
No,
so,
we're putting that away.
But like, I think "son of a bitch" is just a great one.
Sure,
it's really good. It's a very funny thing to call someone. It's very funny.
It is. Y'all, the Community Global Rewatch on Reddit is at season 2, episode 11. Like we're pacing.
Wow, we're like right along with it. Dang,
yep.
Fabulous.
I love it, folks. I love it. All right. So one quick programming note for the two of you, and then we can go right into plugs. This episode went a little long, but these are 2 very fucking good episodes.
Yeah.
So I think if we do Dungeons and Dragons as its own episode of our show, which at this point I think we should. Not only is it a great episode, but it's like very endemic to our public personas.
Right.
And to do that, we will need to give one of 2 episodes its own episode. I am advocating for Claymation Christmas, which is our next episode. It's either that or the marijuana play, Celebrity Pharmacology.
I say Christmas.
Christmas is up. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, the marijuana one is a great fucking episode.
Man, that episode's heel turn is so fucking good.
The Chang may be Chang's best bit.
It's so good.
Maybe Chang's best bit.
I'm
gonna fry a dog and eat your mama's face. But so if we do Claymation Christmas as its own episode, Advanced D&D as its own episode, then we're doing 2 an episode through the end of the season, and that nicely puts our 2 paintball episodes right next to each other in one episode.
Yep, and be prepared.
We won't have to worry about this.
Right, the 2-parter.
Yeah, the 2-parter. So that sets us right up. So next week will just be Claymation Christmas, another fucking excellent episode. But now we will slide nicely into plugs.
Plug it up. That sounded.
Whoever wants to go first, I don't care.
I want to give a little shout out to some folks like I normally do. This week, I'm going to give a shout out to on Instagram. Her name is the letter U. Can call me sis. She's the founder of We Are TNG Project, which is another Instagram you should follow at We ARE, like the word, not the letter, and then TNG Project. They're a next generation, TNG is the next generation. They're a community dedicated to distributing self-care and mental health resources to Black and brown trans folks alike. And You Can Call Me Sis is the founder of this organization. She's fabulous. She's in the theater world as well. I believe she does just on both the production and performance side of things. She's incredible. Give her a look. She actually recently had some fun interactions with Lin-Manuel Miranda, if that's your junk. Yeah, she's fabulous. Go check her out on Instagram. She's amazing. Those are my plugs for the week. I'm Jace. If you want to follow me at Jason Ziv, that's JACENZIEV. Do it if you want to. I don't know. I mostly post radical shit. So if you're into that, and I guess go for it. And if you go on Instagram, you'll see my new hair, which is so fun and purple and green. But seriously though, follow You Can Call Me Sis and TNG Project. Yeah. Woo.
Okay.
Love it.
Pew pew pew. Nothing special here. I make content about video games, and that y'all already know. So I don't know. Fucking I don't know. I hate talking about myself. So every time this hits me, I'm like, fucking.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, just keep finding ways to support the uprising that seems to be continuing and seems to be being met with some pretty fascistic fucking resistance in Portland, and apparently, according to the Mango Mussolini, is going to start being enforced in other cities.
The unmarked vans showed up in New York. It's very cool. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a clip of that actually, and people being stuffed into it. It's fucked, y'all. It's fucked.
Jail support is wild right now, and that's all I'm gonna say because the government is listening.
Yeah, and fuck them.
Fuck you,
FBI.
Fuck you. Yeah, there's
Why you killing Black Panthers but keeping the KKK alive? Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Because their problem isn't with the organization, it's with the color, friend. It's with the color.
Why would you say something so blatant and so accurate?
Why would you say something
if you're willing to
so
say
controversial
Blue Lives
and yet
Matter,
so
your
great?
problem wasn't that Black Lives Matter wasn't all lives matter. Your problem was that Black Lives Matter was black.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
That's the Hannibal Buress on Eric Andre's show quote, right?
Yeah, I think it's just Eric Andre. He's like, why would you say something so controversial? Yeah, so I'm
great.
mocking his posture in
He's
the
leaning
gym.
back. Why would you? It's so good. It's so good. There's also a really great Michael Che line from one of his stand-ups where he's talking about this specifically and brings up that, like, he's going to go to New York wearing his T-shirt that says all buildings matter.
On 9/11.
All buildings matter.
People just do that on 9/11.
On July 4th, you say all countries
matter. Yeah. Let's see how fast that triggers people that like to call other people snowflakes. But anyway, I can't shout anything else out but, like, fucking respect existence or expect resistance.
Fuck it up, dude. I love that quote.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's on the fridge of my favorite coffee shop in St. Louis, Mocha Bees, and every time I see it...
Oh, my God! I know Mocha Bees!
The best place. Delicious fucking
it's the best. I miss that place so desperately. Like, I want to just sit down and drink coffee all day and hang out with my friends.
I have a queer indie published, like, book that I got from that little bookshelf that they have in the back where you can buy, independent picture books. Yeah. I visited St. Louis, like, once. I got a tattoo, and I got a book from Mocha Bees, and it was fabulous.
Perfect.
10 out of 10.
Perfect.
And I'll skip the personal shit this week. I'll do another social media shout out for a good person because there are too many bad people on social media. This person has been nothing but lovely interacting with them with the Greendale 3 account. It's Nicole Anell, Nicole Anell. They love community. They love all the same dorky shit you do, and they're just really nice to be around. So everyone, go follow that good person because, again, there are too many bad ones.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Speaking of shouting out good people in our community, the Lady February showed up in my Twitch stream this week and followed us.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Hell yes.
Our community.
Yeah, Lady Feb rules. They were the shout out last week. Lady Feb rules. Yeah. We know it. Absolutely. We will be back next week with a big Claymation Christmas episode. But until then, pop pop.
Hop.
Dabba-dabba-boo. 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 Dabba-doo. Dabba-dee-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bow. Dabba-ba-ba-ba-boo. Ba-da-da-doo. Ga-doo-ba-da-dee. Dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba. Doo-ba-ba-ba.
I remembered this time and waited. And I was like,
your heart wasn't broken.
I was like, this asshole's gonna get so fucking close to the end because they've realized that I realized what's happening.
Yeah, I got real far that time.
Yeah.
Whereas normally when you're in the Skype call, it's that scene from The Simpsons where Bart is like showing footage of Ralph and he's like, you can see the exact moment his heart snaps in half.
You can. Oh, it's so good.
This has been a Talkback Podcast.
That was quite a show.